Welcome to our channel Civil Tech, and this is our second vlog. Without wasting your much time, let's get started. So guys, let's start it with today's vlog, and our today's vlog is on PMP, that is Project Management Professionals. In today's world, you have to enhance your skills. You can't keep your same skill all the time. Every time there will be new technology, every time there will be new set of skills your employee will be expecting from you if you want to manage your project in a better way. So PMP is the best option for you. For rest of the details, let's move to the presentation of the day. Let's start it.
And PMP certification is provided by PMR's Institute. Okay, let's see what are the points we are going to cover for today's presentation. So let's see overview. So first we are going to see what is the eligibility for this. Then we'll see PMP process chart. PMP process chart is nothing but a detailed content of PMP syllabus. Then we'll discuss on certification fees. Then we'll go for registration process and closing notes. The first point here is eligibility. There are two criteria to get eligibility for this. One, you should have a 4-year degree. Then you should have 36 months leading project. That means at least for 36 months you would have leaded the project at managerial level. Then you should have 35 hours of project management education. That is nothing but you will get it 35 hours from any of the institutes. There are a lot of institutes who provide this 35 hours certification. They may conduct online, or you may have contact classes for 4 days, that is 2 days a week. So a total schedule will be for 2 weeks. So Saturday, Sunday, whole day. So at end of the course, they'll provide you 35 hours of certification. In that they'll give you overview of the PMP syllabus. They'll teach you what are the things, how to solve the questions, problems, and they'll train you for your PMP examination. At that end, you will get 35 hours of project management certification, education certification, which you can upload while the certification, and then only you are eligible for this. Second, you should have at least high level diploma or an associate degree, which is global equivalent. In that case, you should have 30 months leading project, and further the 35 hours of project management education remains same. Let us move to PMP process chart. Now this is very important. Now anything in PMP lies in this chart. So whatever PMP is there, it is there in this whole chart. All syllabus, it is there in this whole chart. You are able to see here process group on top. So we have around 5 process group, that is initiating a project, planning a project, executing it, monitoring and control, and closing. These are called as process groups. For each process group, you have 10 knowledge areas. The first column you can see here, these are the knowledge areas. Now what are the knowledge areas? Here we have integration is the first knowledge area. Then you have scope, then you have time, cost, quality, HR, communications, risk, procurement, and stakeholder. And for each group you will see this 10 knowledge areas. So let's see the first process group, initiating. In initiating you have first knowledge area, integration, which is known as project charter. Now what is project charter? In project charter, your actual project will get initiated from your stakeholders. You will come to know what kind of project it is and what project you want to start. So this is nothing but a project chart. The next process group we have planning, and in knowledge area integration we have to prepare a detailed project management plan. Second, in planning for the knowledge area scope, we have 4 parameters. That is, you have to plan a scope for your project. For that scope, you have to collect a requirement. The requirement you can collect in a different way. There is a different channel for communication. You can do brainstorming, you can do questionnaires. So accordingly, you can collect a requirement from the customers or clients. Then for those requirements, you have to define exact scope. For that scope, you have to define a WBS, exact work breakdown structure. You have to decide or you have to prepare for your scope. Then in the planning process group, knowledge area time, we have to plan a schedule. Now for the WBS which you have prepared in scope, you have to define a final activities. Now activities is nothing but is the final task where you can break a WBS. What are the activities you have? You can align those activities in a proper sequence. You can assign the resource required for those activities, and you can add your duration required to complete those activities. And finally, you will able to prepare a final schedule. Then next process group, same process group planning. In that next knowledge area is a cost. You have to plan a cost. You need to do a proper plan for cost. With the help of this, what are the activities or schedule you have developed, you have to estimate a cost, and at the end you will arrive to a particular budget. Next knowledge area is quality. Process group planning. You have to plan a quality management. For quality, you have to have a proper plan. Then you should have your HR plan as well. For that HR plan, the next knowledge area is communication. You have to plan a communication. Similar where risk, you have to plan a risk. You have to identify risk, perform a qualitative risk analysis. Also, you have to perform a quantitative risk analysis, and finally, you will arrive to a plan risk responses. Then you have procurement, plan procurement management. As stakeholder, even you have different stakeholders in your project. You have customer, you have vendors, you have your bosses, then you have external stakeholder, you have owners. All these are the stakeholders in your project. You have to have a proper plan for all of them. Now let's move the process group execution. Now what are the plan you have prepared? You have to execute a proper work, project work. Then in that project work, then we'll go for monitoring control. What is the project you have executed? You have to monitor it properly and control the project. If any changes in the scope, you have to pass it to a proper channel called a change control. Right? Next, what is the planning you did for scope? You have to monitor. That is scope validation you have to do. Scope have to validate what the scope was there after your execution. You have to validate the scope, whether what it was decided is it executed or not as per the standard or as per the scope. That is called a scope validation, and you have to control the scope. Then for time you have planned it, you have developed a schedule. Along with that, in group area monitoring control, you have to control your schedule. In cost, you have arrived to a budget. That budget you have to control in your monitoring and control process group. Quality management, you have made a proper plan. That quality management, you have to perform quality assurance during your execution. Whatever you have performed quality assurance, you have to control the quality in your process group called as monitoring control. Then under human resource, HR, you have planned a proper human resource management. So you have to execute it now. Execution is nothing but you have to recruit a project team which is required. You have to develop a proper project team for that after recruiting. And what are the resources you have recruited, you have to manage them. Next, in plan communication, you have arrived a proper planning for communication. You have to manage all those communications. Communication can be email, telephonic, or any other medium of source, you have to manage that communication. And also you have to review, that is, you have to control those communication. You have to make sure as per your plan you are managing it and it's going as per the planning. That is, you have to control the communications. Then you have risk, which you have already planned a risk. You have responses, you have proper planned responses. Then those risks you have to control. So mind me, the risk will not be execution, right? You will not execute a risk. Risk is you are analyzing a risk, and whatever the risk which you have planned, if it is getting occurred, risk can be different. It may be environmental, or it may be uncertainties. Let's say environmental, there is a rain, heavy rain during site execution, so you have to plan accordingly. So such kind of, there can be natural as well as on site arrived risk. So you have to control those risks. What are the procurement plan you have did? You have to conduct a procurement. Now you have planned certain procurement, you have to conduct those procurement, you have to buy a certain material or any kind of other resources in a proper way in your process group called as execution. Then that procurement you have to control and monitor. You can't go beyond your planned resources, or planned procurement. Then you have stakeholder, you have made a proper stakeholder plan. You have to manage all your stakeholders. I mean, if you are not able to manage your different kinds of stakeholder, that is your boss, your owners, or clients owners, clients site project manager, then you have vendor. If you don't manage it properly, then it is going to be a mess. So you have to manage them, everyone, in a proper medium through proper channel of communication. Then you have to control all those stakeholders engagement in a proper way. So after all of this, there is a closing of project. Once you perform all this monitoring control and once you finish your execution, then you have to close a project with proper validations. So this PMP is nothing but everything under this chart. Each one of this subject will have in detail contents, and in details there are certain questions. In detail there will be certain calculation which you have to perform and you have to study, and then you have to give a PMP exam. So PMP topics are nothing but all of these sections what we have saw now. Let's move to the next section now. Now you saw this process group. Roughly we have distributed the percentage of question is going to percentage of questions which is going to arrive in your PMP examinations. So 13% of questions tentative will be there from process called as initiation, 13%. Then 24% of questions will be from process group planning. Around 30% of questions will be from process group execution. Then 25% of questions will be from monitoring and control, and 8% of questions will be from closing. These are tentative figures. It may change from year to year or any updates as per PMI Institute. This is a rough idea for you. So accordingly, while doing study, you can plan your preparation in this fashion. And now, I think in everybody's mind, your question is, what is the fees for your certification at PMI? This is the major question. So for a member of PMI, they will charge you $405 USD. This you can make a payment. For a non-member, they will charge you 555 USD. So what I did for my PMP certification, I took a membership and then I have paid 405. Again, by taking membership and paying this 405 was less than 555. So better you take a PMI membership and then you pay 405 USD for that instead of going for non-member fees. Now, how to do registration for this PMI certification, PMP certification course? Now, this is the website www.pmi.org. Under that certification, under that project management PMP. If you go through these links, you will get all the details available. It's an official website from PMI. You will get all the details available on this website. Now, some suggestions and tips for your exam preparation, how you will plan your months for this PMI preparation. Start from your registration to start from your exam, till start from your exam. So here I have planned here 4 months. This is based on my experiences and certain suggestions from experts. So M1 first month, second month, third month, fourth month. In the first month, you will register at PMI website. As soon as you do registration, to get 36 PDUs, you please register with the online platform. There are many, like I said, there are many institutes who provide this 36 contact education, PMP contact education. You can take this 4 days of session from them. They'll train you for all the course of the PMP, what are there, how to solve the questions, what kind of patterns of questions will be, different kind of then different kind of syllabus or contents. They will train you in details, so that you will come to know overall syllabus and get this 36 month PDU, 36 hours PDU, sorry, 36 hours PDU. As soon as you finish, you will come to know the overall process of PMP and syllabus. Then you start preparation immediately. As soon as you finish this, in the next month, immediately book exam dates. You go to PMI website, register it, pay the charges which I have shown earlier, and book examination date at third month. As soon as you registered, from that time, in the third month, beginning of third month, you have to take a date. So right now only you take a date for examination, instead of going after study, then you will take go for registration, then fix a date. Don't do like this. So what you do, as soon as you do complete your 36 PDU, what you have to do, you block a date for examination, because there are different slots. You have to fix the slot, and this is the best way to do. Take an examination date in the third month, first week, and then start a preparation, so that in that way you will have certain force. You already paid certain money, so there will be more seriousness in you. If you don't select a date, my practical suggestion says you will not able to go for examination, because every time you'll start postponing. You may have your current job, you may have other responsibilities, somehow they may start pushing this, and PMP certification may become a dream for you. So better, as soon as you registered, complete 36 months, you go for examination registration and do it. So ideally there will be 3 months, 4 month, first week only your examination is there. So 3 months total preparation is there. At least 1 hour a day you have to do a study. From your, if you have more time, it's always good, but since you are working now, you are working professional, it's better at least you take away 1 hour a day. It's a mandatory. If you're not able to give 1 hour a day, the examination are not so easy, guys. These examinations are not so easy, though are planned very professionally. Those questions are has up to the mark. So without your preparation, you will not able to succeed through this exam. Again, I'm repeat, without proper preparation, you will not able to succeed this exam. In that case, don't get scared what I'm saying now, but you have to put your efforts, you have to give your 100%. Definitely you will get a success. So at least 1 hour a day you take it and start studying. In a second month, before 15 days of the exam, you at least increase from 1 hour duration, you increase the duration of your study and start revising it. So last 15 days just before examination, you do as much as revision you want to do. These 15 days are very crucial. You put your effort as much as you can. So you have Sundays, you at least study for 5-6 hours or 4 hours a Sunday, just for 2 Sundays, I mean before examination, so that 15 days time you give maximum, like say 2 hours a day, and Saturday Sundays if you have holiday at your projects or at your companies, then give your more time for studies. In this way, if you do studies in a proper way, definitely there is a success. You will definitely clear PMP examination. And last but not least, this is a thought or quote: it always seems impossible until it's done. This quote is from Nelson Mandela. So I believe if you put your efforts in the right direction, if you're confident, and whatever the tips which I've given to you for your examination preparation, if you do that, 100%, I'm saying 100%, you'll able to clear PMP certification, and this is very important for your career enhancement. So please do that. Don't hesitate that this course is not for construction professional, it's only for IT, and that is that. No, there is a very high good demand for PMP certified professionals in construction field. So go ahead.
Well guys, welcome back after such a presentation. Hope you like the presentation, you have understood what is PMP, how to do it, how to do certifications. My personal suggestion is that please don't waste your time. Immediately register for PMP and get started and get certified for PMP. This is the need of our industry now. You will see recently or on the many of the employees website, you will see that they will prefer candidates with postgraduate certification, or even they'll say PMP certified. People have the myth thinking that PMP is only in IT industry. No, PMP is a global phenomenon, project management phenomenon. So you have to get registered for PMP exams and get certified. It will help your career, as well as it will really help for your all the project managers to manage your projects in a better way, in a better planned and organized way. So don't listen to anyone saying that it's only for IT industry, it's not for construction industry. No, it's just a myth, it's your thinking. Please make sure immediately you get registered, immediately give exam, get a good score and get certified. All the best for your careers. Hope it will enhance your overall profile after your PMP certification. If any suggestions, don't forget to put your comments, we'll get back to you. Even we have our email ID, please put your any kind of queries related to PMP or any other courses. We'll get back to you with great answers which will help you or guide you. Till then, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your neighbors, take care of your family, sanitize your hand, maintain social distance, wear mask. Till then, bye bye. Hey, forgot to tell you one thing. Like our channel, subscribe, share as much as you can, give your love and spread our channel across all your friends and family. Till then,